Ozark Highlands Radio is brought to you by the Ozark Folk Center State Park in Mountain View, Arkansas. A wonderful way to enjoy yesterday. On the web at ozarkfolkcenter.com. And by Stone Bank, a community bank supporting entrepreneurs and farmers nationwide with loans guaranteed by the USDA, SBA, and Farm Services Agency. Learn more at stonebank.com. And the Arkansas Arts Council, empowering the arts for the benefit of all Arkansans. On the web at arkansasarts.org. And by the Committee of 100 for the Ozark Folk Center, preserving Ozark folk culture since 1974 through music roots, craft apprenticeships, and the Heritage Herb Garden. Learn more at ofc100.org.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Smith, host of Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome to our show. This week we take another road trip to the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas, to hear the legendary bluegrass supergroup Special Consensus. Our producer Jeff Glover finds a recording of guitar picker Randall Hilton, and guest host Brooks Blevins continues his series recounting the history of the ill-fated Ozark Land Jamboree. All that this week on Ozark Highlands Radio. If you like bluegrass music, you're going to love this week's show. The Special Consensus, celebrating its 50th anniversary in 2025, is a bluegrass band that has achieved a contemporary sound with traditional roots in 5 decades of performing. The band's sound is grounded in a deep appreciation and understanding of bluegrass music, incorporating both the drive and harmonies of the traditional sound with the more contemporary sounds and repertoire of today. Here is Special Consensus playing on stage at Winfield, Kansas at the famous Walnut Valley Festival.
She lives where the city cannot harm her. They can't take away her old-fashioned ways. She's simple like a flower that's blooming. She's my sunshine on a cold and rainy day. Mountain girl, I love you. Mountain girl, I still care. And if you feel the same way, the joy of life we'll share. Like the gentle breezes that blow through the trees on the hill, spreading seeds of love all around me. The emptiness in my heart she fills. Mountain girl, I love you. Mountain girl, I still care. And if you feel the same way, the joy of life we'll share. Like the gentle breezes that blow through the trees on the hill, bring trees of love all around me. The emptiness in my heart she fills. Mountain girl, I love you. Mountain girl, I still care. And if you feel the same way, then your love life will share. The joy of life we'll share. And if you feel the same way, the joy of life we'll share.
Well, all righty. Good morning, Winfield. Woo! Yay. The stalwarts are here. This is great. Thank you for coming out so early. I guess it's late for some of us, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we're happy to be here. We always love coming to Winfield. And unfortunately for us, we only have one more set left after this afternoon. But we've just had a great time, as always. And we're going to let you know who we are and just play some bluegrass music for you right here today. We're going to feature the guy over there. Yes. We're going to feature the guy on the mandolin over there. He's going to sing the title song to our 2023 release called Chicago Barn Dance. And we did that because 2020 was the 45-year anniversary of the formation of Special C in Chicago. And for about 40 of those years, people would say, well, you're from Chicago. You can't play bluegrass music. But there was a show. Maybe some of you remember the National Barn Dance or the WLS Barn Dance, maybe, right? And that started in 1926 in Chicago and went all the way up into the 1960s, and it featured all the great country artists of the time, Patsy Montana and Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Lulu Bell and Scotty, Sons of the Pioneer, all kinds of stuff. But two brothers moved up from Kentucky and moved to Indiana to work in the refineries, and they would come and dance on Saturday night. And the barn dance was a radio show performed in front of a live audience, and it became so popular they had to move it downtown to the 8th Street Theater, and it just packed out. The two brothers who came up from Kentucky were dancers when they started on the show, and that would be Bill and Charlie Monroe. And then they became the Monroe brothers singing, and of course then throughout the 30s and 40s, Bill was creating the sounds of what we call bluegrass music today. So that's why all the songs on that recording were written by people from Chicago or who had lived Chicago, or songs about Chicago. The title song was written by our great producer, Allison Brown, and Becky Buller, who's here, and Missy Raines. And we got the guy over there on the mandolin who's a fabulous mandolin player, singer of songs, and feller. He's originally from Kentucky, and he just moved back to Kentucky after playing bluegrass music in North Dakota for a while and in Minnesota for a while, and he lived in Nashville when he was playing. Started with us. He's back home again in Kentucky. That's Michael Pruitt on the mandolin over there.
Yeah, Michael! Thank you very much. I also got my start as a dancer on the radio. I said I had the face and the feet for it. This one's, as Greg said, this is about the Chicago Barn Dance, called Chicago Barn Dance. Well, sis, turn on the radio, we don't want to miss the show. Coming clear from Chicago, a mighty long ways away. We've been working hard till now, a week behind a mule and plow, chasing chickens, milking cows, and planning our escape.
Well, from our front porch, rocking chairs as WLS fills the air with songs of faith, adventure, and romance. Chicago Barn Dance.
Gene Autry and his western wearing, Lulu Bell and Scotty, quite a pair. The Monroe brothers form a square, spin the pretty girl. Red Foley and Brad Kincaid, Banjo picking a Lily May. Patsy Montana steals the stage, yodeling for the world.
Well, they say the line it winds and snakes down Wabash and back up 8. You got to get your tickets in advance. Chicago Barn Dance.
Everyone's at war again. Prairie farmers tuning in to keep our hearts from crying. Taking this show on the road, the evening papers told us so. All proceeds to the USO, bring rubber and scrap iron.
Well, friends and neighbors, gather around, let's get this old truck loaded down. We'll do our bit to do the best we can. Finally music that we hear. Today's the day we're gonna get our chance.
Oh, the place is packed and every seat are happy faces and patting feet. The band drives a hillbilly beat. There's magic in their hand.
Chicago born
All righty, thank you. We're going to feature the guy over here on the guitar. I know many of you know him. He's been a mainstay of bluegrass music around these parts for a lot of years. We've known each other for a lot of years, but never in the same band at the same time together until about 3 years ago. But he's originally from West by God, Virginia.
That's how you say it.
And spent a lot of time down in Missouri. He played with the Bluegrass Missourians for a good number of years and on a bunch of their recordings. Moved to Colorado and played with Jeff Scroggins in Colorado. And then he joined Special C when COVID brought us all in to the house for about a year and a half. We weren't going anywhere. He moved back to Kansas, and we signed up. He signed up. We're really happy about that. He now lives in North Carolina, and he is the 2023 International Bluegrass Music Association Male Vocalist of the Year, right here in the flesh. Greg Blake.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Thank you, folks, as well. It's great to be here at Winfield. It's been a while, and I was trying to reminisce, trying to think of when the last time I was at Winfield. It's been about 25 years ago. This morning, there are any Johnny Cash fans out here today? Oh, excellent. Good, good. We're going to do a Johnny Cash number for you right now. This is the very first train song that Johnny ever wrote, performed, and recorded. And as we know about Johnny's illustrious career, many train songs would follow this one. I still think this is the best one that he did. It's my favorite one anyway. And we grassed it up a little bit. We hope you like our version of this Cash classic. It's one called Hey Porter. Sounds a little bit something like this right here. Hey Porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? At the line, would you tell that engineer to slow it down? Or better still, just stop the train, 'cause I want to look around. Hey Porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to ring his bell? And ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell. Getting light outside. This old train, she's a puffin' smoke, and I had to strain my eyes. But ask that engineer if he would blow his whistle, please, 'cause I smell frost on cotton leaves and I feel that southern breeze. Hey Porter, please get my bags for me. I need nobody to tell me now that we're in Tennessee. But tell that engineer to make his lonesome whistle scream. We're not so far from home, so take it easy on the steam. Hey Porter, please open up the door. When they stop this train, I'm gonna get off first, 'cause I can't wait no more. But tell that engineer, said thanks a lot, and I didn't mind the fare. I'm gonna set my feet on southern soil and breathe that southern air. I'm gonna set my feet on southern soil and breathe that southern air. Suey!
The gentleman at the end of the line here has been running the band up and down the road since the year 1975, my friends. How about that? Woo! Man. Besides doing that, which was plenty to do, believe me, he's at it 24/7, keeping this thing rolling and hopping. Also, extremely sought after educator, privately and workshops and camps all over the place. You've probably seen him. So pretty much an authority on the 5-string banjo in all phases. And also extremely hard worker behind the scenes to promote bluegrass music. The International Bluegrass Music Association is an organization that we all are part of, and every year there's a big convention that happens, actually next week. But Greg has been extremely active in that for years and years. He's served on numerous committees, has served on the board, has chaired the board, done everything he could possibly to promote bluegrass music, and puts his money where his mouth is. That is Mr. Greg Cahill on the 5-string banjo from Oak Lawn, Illinois.
All righty, thank you. Well, we had a request, I think, from one of our volunteers back. Charlie, okay. He wanted to hear this one, and we have a lot of fun with this. We recorded this on our Rivers and Roads recording, and we're big John Hartford fans, right? And this was one of his favorite tunes to play. We were very fortunate that thanks to the good graces of his daughter, Katie, and our producer, Allison Brown, we got him to introduce this song verbally and to play the first fiddle solo on it. And we had fiddles blasting and twin banjos and just a whole great old time. And now the 4 of us are going to have just a great old time playing Squirrel Hunters for you.
This has been Bluegrass Supergroup Special Consensus. In this first set of the show, we heard a song first recorded in 1996 by the Bluegrass Cardinals, Mountain Girl, an original called the Chicago Barn Dance, Johnny Cash's 1954 hit Hey Porter, and we faded out with a traditional old-time fiddle tune, Squirrel Hunters. We'll be hearing lots more from Special Consensus, but after this short break, let's head down to the vault for a visit with my old friend, Jeff Glover. This is Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. It's that time of the show when I always like to go down to the vault and have a visit with Jeff Glover. Let's see what he's up to. Hey, Jeff.
Hello, Dave.
Well, how you doing?
Just another great day, man.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you're happy down here.
Yeah, I'm just having a ball down here.
You know, I was wondering the other day about a guy who used to come here from Nashville every now and again and perform, named Randall Hilton.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if you got any Randall Hilton stuff here. He was a good picker and a good singer, too.
Just the other day. Here it is. Yeah, I knew I had something. This is a recording of Randall Hilton from 1991. Doing a song that I've never heard of before called Over-the-Counter Drugs.
I've never heard of that one either. I've got to hear that.
Oh, yeah, let's give her a listen.
Okay.
Well, I've been called a hypochondriac, but it's not just in my head. I'm really sick. I got asthma, sinus, arthritis, acne hives, and tonsillitis, athlete's foot and a tennis elbow, runny nose and a nagging head cold. Man, I've got ingrown toenails, chicken pox, and hemorrhoids. Got the gout and an overactive thyroid. Got measles, mumps, and halitosis, the flu, and mononucleosis, and I'm always taking over-the-counter drugs. And I take Allerest, Tactafed, Sinarest, Sudafed, Tums, and Soltis Quick Rub, Sinex, Comprex, Cristan, Seratan, Bengay, and Vicks Vapo Rub, Balox, Murine, Milk of Magnesia, Codeine, and KO Pectate, Chloroseptic, Alka-Sulfur Plus, Preparation H, and Rolaids. And I take Anacin, Apren, Neosynephrine, Tronilene, and Triminic, Advil, Datril, Benadryl, NyQuil, cause it's got alcohol in it. Bufferin, Benylin, Tylenol, Teledrin, Pepto-Bismol, and no-dose. Digel, Donagel, Carter's little liver pills, BC powder, I've tried those. And I take Mycotin, Nuprin, Metaprin, Robitussin, Fiberol, Regutol, and Metamucil, Neosporin, Hall's Methaleptus, and X-Lax still can be useful. Accutrim, Contact, Phenomen, Stress Tabs, Aspergum, and Domes pills. And I'm always taking over-the-counter, always taking over-the-counter, always taking over-the-counter drugs.
Oh, what a great song.
Isn't that fun?
Man.
Must have taken a while to get all that
Yeah,
down. There's
that
a lot
was-
of work there.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love songs like that.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah. Yeah, that was Randall Hilton doing over-the-counter drugs in 1991.
I wonder where Randall is nowadays. Randall, if you're out there, give us a holler.
Yeah, give us a holler, man.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I'll see you next week.
See you later, Dave.
Let's get back to more good bluegrass music from Special Consensus. We recorded this show last September live at the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. The festival, now in its 53rd year, is held at the Winfield, Kansas Fairgrounds, where more than 30 musical acts perform on 4 separate stages, presenting over 200 hours of live music.
Thank you so much. That was the Squirrel Hunter.
All righty. Well, the guy playing the upside down bass right now is right side up. Yeah, he didn't have a capo, so. What a fabulous bass player and singer he is. He grew up in St. Louis, Missouri area and went to bluegrass festivals as a kid all his young years with his granddad, and liked music so well he went to school, got degrees, taught in college, and he still teaches in college, actually. He teaches at the University of Missouri in St. Louis, but after he got the degrees and taught in college, he moved to Nashville for a little over 20 years and played every kind of music but bluegrass music there. He plays the jazz, you know, he's a jazz guy, knows all the off chords, just in the right place at the right time. And yeah, yeah, I just been playing off notes. But anyway, he also plays salsa music and rock and roll and blues, and he plays it all, really. But when he goes on the road, he plays bluegrass music with us. He was going to do that for a little while. That was 11 years ago. He's on a bunch of our records and just a fabulous player and singer. He also teaches remotely at East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, Tennessee. And he's right here, right now, going to do some singing and picking for you. That would be Dan Eubanks right there on the bass. Woo!
Well, thank you. Well, we're going to do a song by one of our alums that was one of the best songwriters that ran through this band, because we still have a lot of his stuff in our repertoire. But he sadly passed on last year, first of our number to do so. And we'd like to play this one and think about the great musician, singer, songwriter that was Ron Spears. And we'd like to do this one for him and for us and for all of us. So here we go. One called I'd Like to Wander Back to the Old Home.
Not so long ago I left my home place in search of big city dreams. Though I never seemed to find the easy life that I'd read of in the fancy magazines. Oh, I'd like to wander back to the old home, hear the sound of the lonesome whippoorwill, visit mom and dad resting in a graveyard, nestled back within the old Kentucky hills. Afraid to let my dear old mom and daddy know that their son had wound up in jail. Letters I'd write home said I was doing well, couldn't let them know the wandering boy had failed. Oh, I'd like to wander back to the old home, hear the sound of the lonesome whippoorwill, visit mom and dad resting in a graveyard, nestled back within the old Kentucky hills. I was doing time when mom and daddy passed away. I couldn't be there to kiss them both goodbye. And if they ever free me from this prison cell, I'll plant flowers all around their dear graveside. Oh, I'd like to wander back to the old home, hear the sound of the lonesome whippoorwill, visit mom and dad resting in a graveyard, nestled back within the old Kentucky hills. Thank you very much.
Greg's picking up another banjo now, and we're going to do a tune from our brand new album. Did really well for us. It was the #1 album in bluegrass in the Bluegrass Unlimited charts for several months. And there's a tip of the hat to our friends up north, up in Canada, Canadian singer-songwriters. And this is the second Gordon Lightfoot song that we put on the album. And not only was it a tip of the hat to one of the greatest Canadian singer-songwriters of all, Gordon Lightfoot, but it also seemed like back in the late 60s and early 70s that contemporary bluegrass bands were just chomping at the bits to see what Lightfoot was going to release next, because they would bring it over into bluegrass and introduce it to their bluegrass audiences and folk audiences. And this is kind of our attempt as well to keep that tradition alive, to reach over into contemporary popular music of other genres and bring it over into the bluegrass world. And we hope you like our version of this Gordon Lightfoot tune.
I'm gonna mention that this banjo is made by Deering Banjo Company, and it's a tip of the hat to John Hartford, actually. As many of you know, he was the pilot on the Julia Bell Swain paddle boat up and down the Ohio River, sometimes the Mississippi, in addition to being such a phenomenal songwriter, singer, dancer, banjo player, fiddle player. He went to art school, and he was a pencil sketch artist, and he also went to calligraphy. He studied calligraphy, so he had a beautiful handwriting. But this banjo has, when they decided to do this banjo, it's called the Julia Bell, and it's a tip of the hat to John Hartford by the Deering Banjo Company. You can see those folks inside. They're wonderful people and great banjos, and John always tuned his banjo really low, so we use this banjo for some of the songs just to give us a little bit different texture in our sound. And so when they decided to do this in his honor, Allison Brown, our producer, and his daughter Katie went through his boxes of sketches and sent some to Greg Deering, who made many of them into this mother-of-pearl inlay pattern up here. So these are his sketches on the banjo. So it's a really cool banjo. It's tuned real low to give it a cool sound. So there we go. This is called Brave Mountaineers.
1, 2, 3. Country smile of the little girls and boys, they remind me of a child that I knew, and a big harvest moon that shone by supper time in the dusty afternoon. And I need to be there when the autumn wind goes singing through the trestle we would climb like brave mountaineers. We never were much bothered by time. Born in the country, and I like that country song. We played for just a nickel every time we got to town, and I bought you a diamond ring. In the hayloft we would play, we were princesses and kings, and I need to be there when the world gets too heavy and the shadows cross my mind like brave mountaineers. We never were much bothered by time. And I like that country smile. Played for just a nickel every time we got to town, and I bought you a diamond ring. In the hayloft we would play, we were princesses and kings, and I need to be there when the autumn wind goes singing through the trestle we would climb like brave mountaineers. We never were much bothered by time. And I need When the world gets too heavy and the shadows cross my mind, like brave mountaineers, we never were much bothered by time. Like brave mountaineers, we never were much bothered by time. Thank you.
Darling, please don't leave till the morning. Give me one more chance, make things right. Give me one more chance, prove I love you. Say you'll stay in my arms one more night.
Well, I know that I put you through some hard times, but to lose you'd be too much to bear. Give me one more night, sweetheart, to hold you and to renew the love that we once shared. Hey, darling,
Please don't leave till the morning. Give me one more chance, make things right. Give me one more chance, prove I love you. Say you'll stay in my arms one more night.
would it do any good to say I'm sorry for all of the pain that I've caused? Give me one more night, sweetheart, to hold you and to renew the love we thought was lost. Darling,
Please don't leave till morning. Give me one more chance, make things right. Give me one more chance, prove I love you. Say you stay in my arms one more night. Please don't leave till the morning. Give me one more chance, make things right. Give me one more chance, prove I love you. Say you'll stay in my arms one more night.
More good stuff from Bluegrass Pioneers' Special Consensus. They began that set with Squirrel Hunters, following it with I'd Like to Wander Back to the Old Home, a song written by Gordon Lightfoot in 1972 called Brave Mountaineers, and finished up with one of the band's original songs, Darlin', Please Don't Leave Till the Morning. It's time for another break. When we come back, this week's guest host will present part 2 of the story of the Ozark Land Jamboree. You're listening to Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. This week, writer and folklorist Dr. Brooks Blevins continues his story of an ill-fated Ozark television show. Here's Brooks.
It was a bold plan, no doubt about it, and in retrospect, a reckless one. Launching a country music TV show in a little town of a few hundred people and a place that was an hour's drive from the nearest stoplight? Well, that's what happened in 1969 right here in the Ozarks. Let's go back in the hills to continue the story we started last time, the story of a TV show called the Ozark Land Jamboree. When we left off last time, musician, producer, and director Al Ganaway had come back home to Arkansas in the spring of '69 and announced plans for a massive theme park and filming studio called Ozark Land Incorporated, to be located just off Highway 65, south of Harrison. Producers of popular TV shows like Lassie and Bonanza even came to Arkansas to check out the possibilities for going on the road. And it wasn't even that far-fetched, for within a few weeks, the cast and crew of the Beverly Hillbillies would descend on Silver Dollar City near Branson and film several scenes for upcoming episodes. But Lassie nor Little Joe ever stepped in front of a camera in the Ozarks. For whatever reason, the Ozark Land theme park never made it beyond the blueprint stage. After a press conference in Little Rock and a flurry of hopeful publicity in the city's daily newspapers, the dream of Ozark Land Incorporated died off stage. More than half a century later, it remains unclear just what happened to Ganaway's plans along Highway 65, but he clung to his dream and soon moved it to a different location in the Arkansas Ozarks. His new spot was in a brand new town, one of the privately owned retirement communities that sprang up in the Arkansas Ozarks in the 60s. This one was a little place in Izard County called Horseshoe Bend, about an hour's drive from Mountain View. Developed by brothers Bill and Dick Pratt, Horseshoe Bend was still in its infancy in '69. Only a few hundred people lived in the shiny new houses and mobile home park where cattle had roamed just a few years earlier. There was a golf course, a little shopping mall, some small man-made lakes, a riding stable, and an airport. By the time Al Ganaway arrived in Horseshoe Bend in the summer of '69, his blueprint was reduced in size, and by quite a bit. Visions of TV production still danced in his head, and he oversaw the building of a faux Western town set modeled on the Dodge City Main Street from the TV Western Gunsmoke. But his main focus had shifted to a syndicated country music TV show that he called the Ozark Land Jamboree. For the purpose of filming the show, he oversaw the hasty construction of a performance theater with a soundstage adjacent to the shopping mall. Presumably, the Pratt brothers footed the bill for both the Western town set and the theater. It was in this small theater, which still exists in modified form, that Al Ganaway produced, directed, and emceed Ozark Land Jamboree. If you're still racking your brain for that elusive memory of Ozark Land Jamboree, don't torture yourself. As I said, it was short-lived. It turns out the year 1969 was a busy year for debuting brand new country music TV shows, and Ganaway's modest little shindig in the Ozarks just wasn't set up to compete with the other programs that came out that same year. But we'll finish that part of the story next time. There's not as much information as you'd expect for a TV show that started filming the very week that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. That's not exactly ancient history, but this was a pretty stealthy production. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville has a handful of old reels of the 30-minute episodes. Newspapers of the time provide some additional information, and a handful of the show's performers are still around to provide memories. So that's what we've got to go on. Last time I mentioned Ganaway's role in making the legendary color films of Grand Ole Opry stars in the 50s. It appears that he had that earlier success in mind when he launched the Ozark Land Jamboree in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. The blueprint was very similar. A soundstage barn dance set and a fast-moving 30-minute show featuring square dancers, country singers, and a few pop tunes, and an occasional appearance by a gospel quartet. The two blueprints may have borne a strong resemblance to one another, but Ozark Land Jamboree was missing two things that made the old stars of the Grand Ole Opry show so special and memorable: novelty and stars. When the stars of the Grand Ole Opry debuted in 1956, it was still a novel thing to see country musicians doing their thing on TV. That was no longer the case by 1969. The most glaring difference, of course, was that the stars of the Grand Ole Opry in the 50s featured a slew of country legends at the peak of their popularity. Ganaway didn't have that in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. Next time, we'll wrap up this story with a peek behind the scenes of Ozark Land Jamboree. To send us out and wet our whistle, let's hear a little something that folks ain't heard in a long, long time. Here's a bit of the Ozark Land Jamboree theme song performed by the Ozark Land Singers, recorded in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas back in 1969. This surviving copy of the show is at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville.
Come along with us to Jamboree. It's really grand in Ozark Land. We'll have some picking and singing and comedy, so join in on our Jamboree. Jump on board our checkerboard bus. Come along with us to the Jamboree, the Ozark Land Jamboree. Welcome to the Jamboree, Jamboree, Jamboree. Welcome to the Jamboree. Everybody come on in, gonna have a lot of picking, some singing and dancing. We're stars of yesterday, today and tomorrow. Welcome to the Jamboree, Jamboree, Jamboree. Welcome to the Jamboree, the Ozark Land Jamboree.
It's time for Al Ganaway's Ozark Land Jamboree, produced right here in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas.
Welcome to the Jamboree, Ozark Land Jamboree.
Hey, you're good. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Blevins. Let's get back to some more good bluegrass music from the band Special Consensus. These four talented musicians are Greg Cahill on banjo, Greg Blake playing guitar, Dan Eubanks on bass, and Brian McCarty on the mandolin. Let's start this set with a classic from the Statler Brothers.
For to take his place forever, there's nothing I wouldn't give. I'd prove to you daily what a man really is. I'd lay down my life loving you, and I'd work all day and night loving you, and when life calls us both above, honey, you'll know that you've been loved. For I'll go to my grave, loving you, na na na, 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 and when life calls us both above, honey, you'll know that you've been loved. For I'll go to my grave, loving you, I'll go to my grave, loving you.
All right. Well, we do like to fashion ourselves as a bluegrass band, so if we're going to be a bluegrass band, I guess we ought to play some music about the father of bluegrass. Matter of fact, this is a song. Actually has his name in it, written about him.
He had some quirky sayings that became epic, and everybody kind of still keeps those in mind and tells stories about that. But one of the things, when there was something that he didn't like, he would just say, "Well, that ain't no part of nothing." And somehow that little phrase ended up in this song written by some great friends of ours in Nashville, and it tells a story of kind of sort of his life as Bill Monroe. It's called Monroe's Doctrine.
Down from old Rosine with the song and a mandolin, tilling ground and planting seed where no one had ever been. He brought it down to Nashville, they all knew his name. He played the Grand Ole Opry and it never was the same. We're down on that fiddle, son, when you play that old mule Skinner. All you got and then some, and I'll jump in on the tenor. Pick it, Earl, here it comes, Lester and his old G-run. You can't do it that way, son, according to Monroe's doctrine. Ain't no part of nothing. All those years he traveled down those rough and rocky roads, swinging high and lonesome with his buddy and soul. Monroe was a wheel horse, that's the bluegrass way. Every time he'd kick it off, I thought I heard him say, "Bear down on that fiddle, son, when you play that old mule Skinner. All you got and then some, and I'll jump in on the tenor. Pick it, Earl, here it comes, Lester and his old G-run. You can't do it that way, son, according to Monroe's doctrine. Ain't no part of nothing." Pick it, Earl, here it comes, Lester and his old G-run. You can't do it that way, son, according to Monroe's doctrine. Ain't no part of nothing.
Thank you kindly, thank you kindly. Well, we're going to finish up with an old Stanley Brothers song for you, all right? And hope we get to see you later. I think we're over on stage 2 at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And we've just had a wonderful time. I know you're in for just wonderful music today and tomorrow. And come back next year and the year after that and the year after that, all right? It's just great. And we thank all the volunteers who work so hard here with the staff. And it's just a wonderful big old family here. We're at specialc.com and has our tour schedule there and all the info about the band and the merchandise. And as Greg said, we'll be right over at the table there for a little bit after this set. And we look forward to seeing you somewhere down the Bluegrass Trail. All right, this one's called Branded Wherever I Go.
Our sweet letter wrote dear Randy wait there, or I'll only ruin your life, I see. Now please don't wait for me, darling. We can never be happy, I know. I'll always be an ex-convict and branded wherever I go. Years my sentence is over, and those gates they'll swing wide for me. Well, the warden will say I'm a free man, but my name it can never be free. Now please don't wait for me, darling. We can never be happy, I know. I'll always be an ex-convict and branded wherever I go. For your kindness, you stuck with me through thick and thin. Well, I love you too much to disgrace you, so in closing, God bless you again. Now please don't wait for me, darling. We can never be happy, I know. I'll always be an ex-convict and branded wherever I go. For me, darling, we can never be happy, I know. I'll always be an ex-convict and branded wherever I go. Yes, I'll always be an ex-convict and branded wherever I go.
Thank you, everybody.
3 more from the Special Consensus, recorded live at the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. The boys played I'll Go to My Grave Loving You, an original song, Monroe's Doctrine, and closed out with a Roy Acuff song from 1941, Branded Wherever I Go. I hope you've enjoyed our show this week. Be sure and listen in next week for more good music. This is your host, Dave Smith. Take care.
Ozark Highlands Radio is produced by Jeff Glover. Executive producer is Darren Dorton. Additional support for this program comes from Arkansas State Parks, a division of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, with 52 unique reasons to visit the natural state. On the web at arkansasstateparks.com. The Committee of 100 proudly supporting the Ozark Folk Center State Park since 1974. And by Stone Bank with roots in Mountain View, Arkansas. Stone Bank is a proud supporter of heritage musicians and small towns across America, with government-guaranteed loans for farmers, entrepreneurs, and communities. More information available at stonebank.com. For information on upcoming shows and events, we are on the web at ozarkhighlandsradio.com. Until next time, I'm Donna Farrar.